Dheisheh camp, throwing stones, every moment life because of that. It started to be everywhere, every moment life throwing stones against soldiers and settlers after 1987. And that was by killing 9 workers in Jabalia camp by the Israeli army. They were workers, they were killed in cold blood. All they were doing is going to their work. Israeli soldiers killed them, and it wasn't enough just to kill them, they humiliate them in a way to pass on their bodies by their jeeps. Made their bodies pieces. It's anyway, people reacted against this, and as I said, the Intifada started. In the first Intifada, in our camp, we had 13 martyrs. 13 were killed by the Israeli army in cold blood. The majority are children. No reason to kill a child, 12 years old. His fault, he was feeding his sheep in front of his house during curfew. No reason to kill another girl, she was 13 years old. Her fault, she was on the roof of the house during a curfew. No reason to kill another man, he was holding his baby, 2-month-old, just looking from the window during curfew. At that time I was a child. As children, while walking the camp, you will realize we don't have any facility for children to play or practice their childhood. We don't have any playground, we don't have any gardens, we don't have even any small square for children to play. All we have is the small streets. But even though we cannot control children to play or practice their childhood with whatever facilities they have. But Israeli, they forbid us to do that. It was a rule. If we practice any game, Israeli soldiers are allowed to punish, or certain games, Israeli soldiers are allowed to punish the child. He's practicing this game, and punishment will be a movement decision by the soldiers himself. If he wants, he might shoot, he might arrest, he might beat, he might do anything. And what games we were forbidden to play? Mostly all the games, because the way they used to forbid us, or the way they used to make their rules, is it's okay to play football, but it's forbidden to run. So how come you can play football without running? And this is the law, or the rule, or the way the Israeli do in everything. And you can move, but there is a checkpoint between Bethlehem and Ramallah. You can move to Ramallah, but there is a checkpoint. The checkpoint might stop you, might let you go. Or you might be waiting for 3-4 hours. 1991, Oslo Agreement, peace process. I fed up talking about peace process. It's not peace, it's just a way of occupation. For the international community, for the people outside who don't know anything about here, it will be a peace. Who don't know anything except there is a conflict. They will say, yes, we have peace. Palestinian state, representative, authority, government, and they do, they travel. So we have a state, an Israeli state. But in reality, we don't have anything. In reality, there is a group of people who travel and keep negotiating, corrupted. All they do is they make us lose, as Palestinian people, lose everything. We don't have even anything to lose, because we lost it already by the agreement. But they try to create things that we can lose. All they care about is their position, their chair, a VIP card, cars, travel, hotels, the casino they opened in Jericho, where they can go and have some friends from outside to gamble. So that's all we need as Palestinians, or as they want, not us as people, as those corrupted group. In general, why I call it another way of occupation, because before Oslo Agreement, in general, there was nothing called checkpoints. People were allowed to move. They were allowed to go to Jerusalem, to Haifa, Jaffa, wherever they want. After Oslo Agreement, there is a checkpoint at each entrance of any city. And if you want to cross that checkpoint for moving, for working, you need to go to the Israeli security to get a permission. And in general, as Palestinian, most of us are blacklisted. So we're not able to move, we're not able to work. Our state in Oslo Agreement, it was for 84% of West Bank, or 82% of West Bank and Gaza Strip. Now it's 24%. Which means confiscations of land, building settlements, immigration for the Israeli or the Jews from all over the world to settle here, increased. According to Oslo Agreement, what's under the ground, what's above the ground, even in what's called our state, is not our control. So we don't have any control of any sources, we don't have any control of any water, we don't have any control of any air, the air we breathe, the O2, the oxygen we breathe, we don't control it. We're not allowed to build any bridge, we're not allowed to do anything. We are not allowed to dig on the ground, to look for any oil, anything. Even if we have any like historical thing, what's the word?
Archaeology.
Archaeology. Who wants to find things, we're not, or we find things, we're not allowed. Israeli will come and bring their experts to dig, even if it's Islamic, whatever. Islamic, they will destroy it. Maybe Christianity, because the Pope was a Christian.